So can anxiety cause shortness of breath? Well, welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything related to anxiety and our mental well-being. So I was recently asked if anxiety can cause a shortness of breath or if a shortness of breath causes anxiety. And the truth is it can be both. There is no denying that a shortness of breath, also known as breathlessness, is a really distressing sensation that can be quite frightening when it happens to you. The sensation often feels like you're not taking enough air in or you are struggling to breathe normally. People experiencing shortness of breath may also panic, which can exacerbate the problem and make them feel even more anxious. Now, the challenge is not that we can't take a deep breath in, because we all know that after an in-breath is an out-breath and an in-breath. It is just that when we are anxious, our breathing becomes so fast and shallow that we are not fully breathing out. And when our lungs are still half full, the amount of air we can take in is obviously restricted. So before we try and understand a bit more about anxiety-induced shortness of breath, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification button so you are notified every time I post a new video. So back to the content. When you're anxious, your body enters into the flight and flight response, which involves various physiological changes, including increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, faster, shallow breathing. There's multiple different changes that take place in your body. This is your body's way of preparing you to deal with a perceived threat. Now notice the word perceived. The threat is often not actually real. It is our own interpretation of how we perceive something will happen in the future. So this shallow breathing response can be triggered even when there is no actual danger. So for example, you may worry that you will trip and fall when you walk into a room full of strangers. Your breathing starts to quicken at the very thought of it alone, and you have that feeling of a shortness of breath. Now, as a result of this shortness of breath and this anxious feeling, you may avoid that social gathering or family party or whatever it is, and you're now sending unconscious messages to your brain, reinforcing that there is danger in that situation. But let's look at the reality. If that was actually to happen, if you trip and fall, you would feel embarrassed and feel that everyone in the room was judging you. I get that. However, the reality is that you have walked into many rooms before and nothing bad has happened. Now, even if you have actually tripped once or twice, we've all done it, it is not proportionate to the number of times that you've walked into a room. Furthermore, how many of the people in that room do you think will remember your fall a couple of days later? How many people will still be thinking about you? Most people are so busy thinking about themselves. So if you saw a stranger fall, I'm guessing you wouldn't be thinking about it weeks later. I expect what would actually happen is that you'd try and help them. You'd help them up to their feet and then carry on doing whatever it was that you were doing beforehand. So can you see how you may have created an entire scenario in your head and have no concrete evidence that it will actually happen, but it's still giving you a physiological reaction? Just the thought of walking into that room could make your breathing become rapid and shallow, leading to the sensation of not getting enough air. This distressing thought reinforces your anxiety, creating a vicious cycle. To make things even harder, once you have noticed that you are breathing rapidly, you may well scan your body for other signs that something else is wrong, like an increased heart rate. You might also notice yourself sweating or you feel nauseous. Your limbs may start to shake and you can feel a headache coming on. All these symptoms are completely normal with anxiety. However, when we focus solely on our physical symptoms, you might increase your anxiety further, your fight and flight response will release more adrenaline and more cortisol into your bloodstream. These are the stress hormones, and your anxiety may spiral out of control. So to counteract that, yeah, there is a way, you need to recognise what has initially caused your anxiety and listen to what it's trying to tell you. So for example, let's take a scenario when you are in real danger. You are in the path of an oncoming car. Your anxiety is warning you to jump back onto the pavement. In this actual instance, your anxiety has kept you safe. So when you feel anxious, the first thing that you can do is recognise, are you in real danger? If you're not in real danger at that precise moment, you can use some of the following strategies to calm yourself down and activate the rest and digest response, which is the opposite to the fight and flight. But before we jump into these strategies, you may be wondering, who am I and how am I qualified to give you this information? Well, my name's Jennifer Roblin. I'm an anxiety specialist and therapist, and I'm the founder of Better Your Life. And I have helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people take back control of their lives and overcome their anxiety. So, learning and practicing deep breathing exercises can be highly beneficial. These techniques help you calm your body's stress response and reduce the feelings of breathlessness. Try and concentrate on breathing out for slightly longer than you breathe in. And I have lots and lots of videos on breathing techniques, so I will pop the links in the description and I'll attach a playlist to the end of this. So one of the techniques we can just practice now is a humming breath. So close your eyes if you prefer and inhale through your nose for a count of 5 seconds. With your mouth closed, I want you to hum your out breath until you're out of breath. This breath should be slightly longer than the in breath. So let's give it a go. Let's breathe in for 5. Last one. And how do you feel now? Was that calming? Another way is reducing stress in our lives through techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and yoga. These can all have a really positive impact on our anxiety levels and subsequently our breathing. Journaling our thoughts out onto paper can also help, as this gives us an opportunity to see patterns and triggers that may be causing our anxiety. Exercise and spend time in nature whenever you can, as this is really, really grounding. Notice the trees, notice the clouds, feel the sun on your face. However, if you or someone you love are still feeling anxious, then you may need to understand exactly what is triggering you. So when anxious feelings are persistent and we suffer from excessive worry, it is known as an anxiety disorder. This is when we can lose all rational perspectives and continuously expect the worst, even when it appears to others that there's no rational reasons for our concern. So if you're unable to establish the root cause of your anxiety, then you may decide to book an appointment with a trained anxiety specialist who can prescribe a personalised plan and help you develop healthy coping strategies that are focused around your own individual needs. Now, we all know taking care of our mental health is an essential part of our overall well-being. And if left unresolved, anxiety can spiral out of control and have a significant impact on relationships, work, school and family life. So if you do want to take the next steps, click on the link in the description and book a free no obligation consultancy call. And if you have found this video helpful, then please like it and click on the subscribe and notification button so you always know when a new video is released. And what this does, it helps me get this video out to more and more people, because I'm on a mission to help people understand that nobody needs to be defined by their anxiety. So that's all for now, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.